Hey, what's up, everybody? Pandas here. I'm not wearing any real good clothes. We're gonna build a computer. I'm looking at my computer over here so I can see what you see. So if you see me looking off to the left, that's what's going on. Ryan Gaming. Hey, what's up, buddy? We're gonna go through a little bit of a PC build tutorial. We're gonna do it live. So if I fuck up, no takesy backsies. Okay. First, let me go over some of the new parts I got. I've got my Vengeance. This is DDR4, 2666 megahertz RAM. I've got two 16 gig sticks. Kind of stoked about that. Got me i5 8500 CPU. And it did come with its own stock cooler, which is, bam, right here. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a moment. Next, I've got Republic of Gamers Z370E motherboard, gaming motherboard. What it is right there. So, got that going for us, which is nice. The motherboard does also come with its own little wireless antenna. It's a little thing, but I think it's kind of cool. What's up, cutest? We're doing a little new PC build. I can't see chat because it's a little far away. I just look at names. Can I have your old PC? I think it's spoken for. I think a good friend of mine needs it. But I can help you find some deals. Let's see. The next thing I got, this is the power supply. It's already out. And I've already done an unboxing on it, but let me put the box up here. This is the box for my 850 watt power supply. It is a modular power supply. Let me tell you what that means. Here's the actual power supply here. Ugh. Modular power supply means this. All of these little things right here, you plug in the cables as you need them. Most power supplies, they got a wad of cables coming out and they go everywhere and they get to be a mess. And most of your cable management is dealing with those. Not this. This is modular. I plug in what I need. And here are all the cables from our power supply that came with it. There's a bunch of them. Well, I'm glad you got a new one. Yeah, the problem is my video card got sent to Florida. And I called... No, it didn't get sent to Florida. It got sent to Wichita, Kansas. Sorry. I thought it was at Florida because that's where it came from, the distribution center. It got sent to Wichita, Kansas, and that's not where I live, but somewhere someone screwed up, and now I'm out of video card because the vendor through Amazon wouldn't take care of it. So I called Amazon, and their answer was, well, we'll just cancel the order. So that was nice. Okay. So I got my power supply. I've got my RAM right here. I've got my CPU and the cooler. Now the reason my CPU is not in the box is because, and I was going to do a video showing how to install a CPU. I didn't put it up there. Mainly because there's some key components I left out of that video as I was doing it. So, sorry, I keep looking over at my camera to make sure it's looking good. What's up, R-Top? Okay. This is a roll of toilet paper. I don't need this. I blew my nose earlier. This is styrofoam. I did use this. This is the cover that came on the motherboard. This is a flashlight. I didn't order that. That is mine. Okay. Get this over here. This is my giant case. And Mr. Flashlight. I don't have very good light in here. So let's see what we can do. There we go. This is my case. And this is my motherboard. You notice the CPU, let me just, there we go. You notice the CPU is already in. That's what this little metal, I'm doing this in reverse. This little thing right there, that's the CPU. Now, here's the deal with the CPU. I would take that out, but I'm not going to. So when you get your motherboard, if you order a motherboard, you notice this little cover is in this bracket where your CPU goes. You can physically remove it. In fact, it even says remove, but this one's very nice. It says install the CPU first and then remove and keep the cover. Put the CPU down, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Then install the CPU, because placing it is not the same as installing it. Hey, what's up, DB? Total cost of my equipment was $1,100. Would have been $1,300, but I don't have a video card, so I may have to just use my old video card for now. That's fine. So yeah, I also got a non-standard CPU heatsink. If I could get it. Ugh. And I already did an unboxing on this, but it has 2 fans with it and some giant fins, and right there is where you would put the thermal paste. Thermal paste is this gray material that if you order a CPU, it comes with its own cooler. Thermal paste is already applied. If you order a non-standard, thermal paste doesn't always come with your CPU, or in this case the heatsink, so you got to go get some. I don't have any extra with me. It's at work and I'll go grab some. But in the meantime, I can't install this, which means I can't use this new computer tomorrow. That's okay. What I wanted to talk about is the motherboard here. Now, of course, I just knocked all my screws off. My motherboard came, or my case came with this really handy case full of screws. Various screws for various purposes. This case has a giant fan on the back and one on the front. Of course, I just lit up the bottom because I had rotated it around. It was going to be very cool, but it's not now. Yeah, I'm excited for the new build too. This is going to be kind of fun. So we're just doing a quick little stream talking about this, and I want to give you guys some insight on this, on how to install the motherboard. So let me move this. Move. There we go. All right, I'm going to move the camera real quick. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, I'm really close to the microphone. I should probably be quiet. Let me get down here. You'll notice on the motherboard that I have some screws already in place. You see them right there? I think you can. Nope. Okay, we'll go up. And up. Come on, camera. Don't fucking fail me now. So you can see the screws right there. On the other side of these screws are what are called risers. And let me show you what these look like. Now, in my case, they came pre-installed. But these risers look really similar to that. It's hard to see, but they have the little hexagonal tip and then threads on them. I cannot stress this enough. When you are putting a motherboard in, make sure that you have it setting on spacers or risers. What that does is it makes sure that the components of the motherboard don't touch the case directly and short it out. I've seen a lot of people build computers and they forget to check that. This case had them pre-installed. Now here's the nice thing about this motherboard. Almost every motherboard. Let's see, I'm gonna have to go freeform on this, so handheld camera. Ooh. All right, so you see that little screw hole right there. You notice that it has little white, it looks like white dots. It's actually little silver dots around it. That right there. See it? That is where you put your screws in. And I just put the light right in the camera. I'm sure that felt great on the camera. Okay. So, the other thing I like about this is over here, I have 6 SATA outputs. Very nice. Yes, it's a spaceship. So I've already put my CPU in. That's right here. Over here are my slots for my memory, or RAM. And I have 3 PCI slots. PCIe. And of course the plugins for the various components right here. So that power will come from the power supply. It will go into the board. And bada bing, bada boom. Now the power supply on this. See, I don't know if you can see it down here. See that big gaping hole right here? Nope, you can't. See that big gaping hole right there? Power supply is going to go there, and cables will route out of it. Nifty, huh? So, and I'm pretty sure I can... Anyways. So, that's what we're going to do. We are going to work on putting the power supply into the computer. This may not be the most exciting stream, but I'm excited to do this. So, let's do this. I'm pretty sure. Oh, and on this side of the case, I should tell you, this is where all the cable management is going to be. These are the different pre-built-in components on it, like the fans. They've got little holes right here to run cables in and out as you need. Little Velcro straps right here for cable management if I forgot to wrap around the top. Don't know if you can see any of that, but I think it's really nifty. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bays for hard drives, which makes sense because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SATA ports on the motherboard. So yeah, cool beans. Let's work on the power supply. Ugh. Now, one thing to keep in mind while you're working on your case, there are devices out there that can ground you out so you don't statically shock your motherboard. Static electricity and motherboards or any other components, that's bad, okay? That's bad. That'd be my stash box. So anyways, one thing you can do, you can buy little wristbands that look like a little bracelet that go around your wrist, and then you clamp on an alligator clip to your case. One thing you can also do is just keep contact with your case while you're working on your motherboard so that any buildup you have is being discharged into the case. As long as you have the motherboards on spacers, you're not going to ground out any electricity to your motherboard and it's going to be fine. That being said, if you ever have to go hands-free, or you have to go 2 hands on the motherboard for anything, try to always maintain skin contact with that case. I've fixed a lot, or had a lot of computers come in like that, where they get shorted out. We got a new commenter. Hey, what's up, Uni Rock? Yeah, always ground yourself out, okay? Always ground yourself. If you're ever working in an office, usually most workbenches have some method of grounding out. They may have a ground wire somewhere. I don't know. If you ever find yourself in an IT position, just check to see if they have any special grounding ideas. But 99.9% of them are just going to have a little alligator clip that goes around your wrist that always attaches to the case. So no matter what you're doing, you're always grounded out. Okay. So again, this is my modular power supply. Plug in all devices I need individually. And of course, this is the business end of the power supply. It's going to go, excuse me, right here. Now I gotta see. I do believe that every little thing gonna be all right. Yeah, that's what I thought, baby. And don't worry about the thing. Every little thing gonna be all right. Let's get on the other side here. Yep. Oh, another thing about your motherboard. Never use power tools. Don't use a drill. Don't even use a powered screwdriver. Do everything by hand. All it takes is a little bit too much torque on a screw, and you can crush the board, and you can cause some serious problems. Do not use power tools when putting together a computer. Not even on the case. If it's not going in correctly, you need to figure out why. You're probably cross-threaded, or you're using the wrong screw, or you have the wrong hole. That's what she said. Yeah, that's a big Xbox. Sorry, my chat is over here, and so I'm trying to watch it while I'm streaming. So Sorry about that. I have... Come here, fatty. Fatty, boom, baladdy. Ha! Big fatty. Ugh. I think that's the right screw. Oh, they're right there. Okay. This one has... Better put that screw back. Try to do this when you have a big open table. And try to do it when you're wide awake. Oh, and I'm not going to be able to because Big Fatty won't fit. Come here, fat bastard. So this power supply does come up. I'm trying to figure out how it does. I think it's... Of course, I don't have much light in here, so I'm going to just flashlight this bitch. Oh, dumb shit. I really am dumb sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean all the time. It's taking off screws down here, and I don't need to for this. I thought it was a fully enclosed power supply. It is, I mean, it's fully enclosed, but the piece I need to take out is not. I do like these openings for running cables because, you know, historically for cable management, you just have to zip tie to existing crap in the case. That's how it is in my case right now, but that's also a case from 2000s, early 2000s. It was built for LAN parties. It's got a handle on it, and it works well, except for the side panel has a fan that shorted out ages ago. I ended up having to just yank the cables right out because it was causing all kinds of problems. All right, let's get this piece off and get the power supply in. Again, never use power tools. Always do it by hand. It may seem like it's going to take longer, but I'll tell you what, when you get done, it's going to work. So you don't have to worry about that part of it. Set these 3 screws aside. If I was doing this at work, I have giant hard drive magnets that I use to catch all my screws. Okay. Doing this on my D&D mat, not because it helps, but because it makes me feel good. All right, so here's the cover that I was trying to take off. There's those little screws right there. Those little screws. So we'll just put it right there. It's the Xbox 2 edition. Hey, what's up, CG? Sorry, someone asked me a question. Hold on. That one, the Lone Wolf 901. Hey, what's up, man? Yes, I did use PC Part Picker to pick my parts for compatibility. It saved me a bunch of time, and then I went through and started looking at, you know, doing research on which ones would be best performance-wise. But I use PC Part Picker mainly because it's so flippin' easy. I mean, it used to be, before that website or other websites like that came about, you'd have to look up, like, okay, I'm using the i5-8500. I'd have to go and I'd have to look up every individual motherboard that I thought was within my price range, my budget. Because let's be honest, every single person who builds a computer, unless you're Linus, who is, by the way, if you ever have a chance, Linus Tech Tips, probably one of the greatest IT channels there ever was. I don't know the guy and I've never met, I would love to meet the guy. He's like way up above my level of intellect. Anyways, Linus Unless you're a channel like that where money's no object, or if you're just rich as shit and money's no object, one, I have a donate button. Two, you could probably hire someone to build your computer and you get like exclusive gold plated, platinum plated, everything. But PC Part Picker will help make sure that you stay within your budget and you're compatible. And most people build on a budget. That's my point. Okay, enough of that. So we're going to put the power supply in. Now, of course, in case you're wondering, you have to make sure that the business end, which is where the power cord goes, faces out. And yeah, that seems like a really stupid thing to point out. I don't know how many times I personally have screwed up putting something basic in, like a power supply. Alright. And if all is right in the world, it's not because I've got the fan going down. There you go. We got screws lining up. So there we go. Let's get some screws in here. And I think I need coarse. Do I need coarse ones or I just need long ass ones? Oh, there you go. I think that's what we need. Alright, come on, big fatty. Sink that up nice and tight. And drop the screw. Then remember the big fatty is slightly magnetic. Again, keep contact with your case at all times when you're doing stuff. Even if you're on the outside of it messing with things, you just be safe. And by be safe, I mean don't waste your money on by buying something and then shorting it out. And one more. There we go. Hope everyone's having a good night. Hope everyone did something nice for a stranger today. I unfortunately did not, because actually I kind of did. I helped someone load up a bunch of stuff into a trailer. Didn't have to do that. Wasn't part of my job or anything. I just helped someone out. Okay. Power supply. Aww. Okay. So now, like I said, this is a modular power supply. So what I could do is start plugging the cables into the power supply and running it to the various components on the board. You can see down here. You may not be able to see that right there. Let me get you a closer look, shall we? Light! Okay. You can see down here the various components on the board that you can power up and plug power into, and the circuits run from there to the various components on the board. Makes sense, right? You can see right here, that one says panel, and I'm at a weird angle. I can't read what everything says. Oh, there we go. So starting right here, where my finger is, the really wide one, UG13134, USB 1, USB 910, USB 1112. They're all labeled. It's important to read the book to make sure you're powering up the correct components. And make sure that you have everything powered that needs to be. This case does have power, or does have USB ports on the back and the front. You don't plug in the power to those USB ports down here, the corresponding plugins, you're gonna be kind of screwed. And again, I put that CPU in before I put the motherboard in because I wanted something solid I could push down on without worrying about slipping. I could have put it in there. I put CPUs in the motherboard before. It's fine. I wanted to do it outside. Plus, I was going to do a video on how to do that, but I forgot to mention about the plastic piece, or I misspoke about it. So there's my RAM right here. My RAM's going to go right there, and my video card. Video card, I don't know what we're going to get, because for right now, I've got to use my existing GTX 760, since Amazon decided to let my vendor send it to the wrong part of the state. So yeah. What else can we do? We could do a lot of stuff on here. The only thing we can't do is the motherboard or the motherboard. Sorry, we can't do the graphics card, and I don't have my hard drives pulled out of there. I do have a 2 terabyte hard drive here that I can use, but I think I'm going to save that video for later. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Do you guys have any questions so far about anything? Because I think we'll just end it there, and I'll just go play some video games. I'm at a good stopping point for the night. Here's the cover. I'm going to leave all this stuff out here because it's fairly safe. Again, power supply we put in. This EVGA 850G2. Motherboard is the Republic of Gaming Z370E. And yeah, that's what I put in. Shoot your old PC? Nah. Alright, have fun in your eye exam, Milky. Nope, I have plans for that old PC. A good friend of mine needs some parts, so I'm going to send it to my good friend. Okay. We're going to call it good. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one. I'll keep you guys posted and do more of these if you guys want some more PC builds. Again, the big takeaways from this build. Do not use power tools. Ground yourself out for sure. Use PC Part Picker or another service that checks compatibility between devices. Nice thing about PC Part Picker, it takes into account size. Sometimes if I put a video card in that sticks out here, some websites aren't going to notice that. So that's a big component of it. Make sure you have your motherboard on risers or spacers before you so you can screw it in. Don't screw it in directly to the case. Of course, don't solder anything to your motherboard. This is not an Apple. For this build, do you plan on streaming and gaming on it? Yes, I'm going to use this for my gaming and streaming rig. Since my other one's going to be parted out, I'm going to take all of my hard drives out, plug them in here. Probably, I don't think I need to reload the OS. I'm just going to do a hot swap not a hot swap. A hot swap means that you take it out while it's running. Not a good idea to do that to a hard drive on a computer, especially if your operating system is on it. So I didn't mean to say hot swap. That was a slip of the tongue. I'm going to just transfer all of the drives from that computer to this one, and that's it. Probably have to reboot a few times to get the drivers, but party on, Garth. All right, guys, have a good one. No other questions. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Make sure to thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're hoping to get monetized so we can go donate money to random streamers. My mouth stopped working because I think this medicine I'm on is making me a little tired. But I'm going to still push through and work in a game. So have yourself a good one. I'll see you next time. And as always, stay moist. Now the awkward dash for the stop streaming button.